everyone, Mireya here from Pewter, and thank you for tuning in to our Biz Talk. Today I have Lorrene, and she is a special guest for me. She is part of the Cosmetologists Association, and I have her on here because I love her with all my heart, and she's a leader, a stylist, salon owner, and I have her on here, and she's going to introduce herself to you guys. Lorrene?
Hi, I'm Lorrene Conino, and I met Mireya during the Cosmetologist board meetings. She's one of our team, and I'm currently director. I'm currently secretary, and I own my own salon for over 21 years now, and I also serve on the Palatine Chamber as vice president.
Wow, you got a lot of stuff on your plate. That's awesome. Congratulations. So 21 years as a stylist and salon owner. That is awesome. So Lorrene, what is your mind and your business going through right now in these tough times?
Well, I think when I first heard that we were going to shut down, I kind of did the panic mode, and I started thinking of all options and what if, and what am I doing with my team? You know, you worry about everyone, your customers, are they going to stay with us? And then once it's official, I think I already went through all that, and I got my financing in place. So I feel like I covered all bases of what ifs. And then when it came down to it, I just made my decisions, and I felt more comfortable with the people I surrounded myself with to help me make decisions. I think that's the key, is having people around you that support you and can help guide you too.
Well, these are tough times for everyone. It's tough times for every small business. I am a small business, and unfortunately, in tough times, you start thinking in a different way, right? Because you own a business and you have all of these employees on your payroll. You start thinking, oh my God, what am I going to do with them? How are we going to survive? How am I going to keep that, that money that we saved, for a rainy day, like still working when our days are closed, I'm not embarrassed to say, fortunately I got my team together and we talked about all the options that we needed to do. And we put the whole team, including myself, for the first time ever, we put ourselves on unemployment. And I'm knowing now that I'm seeing this, I'm like, we do, as business owners, you do save for a rainy day. But what if you go back and you use that money for a rainy day and it's not there anymore? How are you going to grow it? And us as business owners, we got to think in because we're leaders, how are we going to save ourselves and our employees? So we decided to go on unemployment, which was the best decision that we did. And I'm not embarrassed to say it. The whole world is on unemployment right now. And it's helping, obviously pay the bills, right? So we put ourselves on there, and I was advised to also put all of my bills in front of my table and start looking and calling every single one to ask for what kind of relief they're doing during these tough times. Now, I was extremely shocked on how many companies are helping small businesses right now. Are you having that kind of reaction too?
I am. I did the same thing, and my landlord has been wonderful. They're national, so they have so many nail salons, and they said most of their businesses have been shut down. So they're trying to figure out a plan, and they've been very gracious. And I also took out of my credit cards, and I looked through my statements, and I started cutting things that we just didn't have to have. So anything that was a luxury, I just thought, we don't need it now. We want to focus on our guests when we come back and really be as lean as we can be. And like you said, to really grow our funds again so that we have that security. I don't ever want to feel like we're at risk.
Yeah. Number one thing right now is to keep personal connections with your customers, because this is the time that not only we need them, they need us, right? And by calling them and being there for them, it's just creating a lot deeper personal connection where they're not going to want to go do box colors, and they're not going to want to go do their lashes anywhere, like themselves. So you definitely, it's very important to keep that personal connection. I've been looking on social media a lot, and I see a lot of consumers like really, really, I'm going to say not depressed, with their hair, but definitely like tippy toeing into like, should I do my roots, right? And I'm seeing that a lot of them are like on a standstill because they really love their stylist, and they want to wait for the stylist. And their nails are like ridiculous. I know my daughter was like, Mom, when's my nails going to be, ready? I'm like, just take them off. We'll figure it out later when the time is ready. Do you know that the minute we do go back to the salon, you're going to be in such high demand, Lorraine? Like, you need to start planning, okay, your mind and shifting that mindset. Because, like I said to everybody, we're never going to think like we thought 2 weeks ago or spend, right? You're going into the salon and you are going to be extremely busy. And how are you going to organize all of those clients? Because now we have to like have that distance between each other, and we got to clean. So what are you doing? Because I'm not behind the chair all the time, but I see what your successful salon, so I want to know what you're doing, because you have a lot of stylists in your salon.
Well, I watched Robert Cromans the other day. I watched him twice actually, and got a lot of great ideas. He's taken out, I'm going to take out a couple of my color chairs so we can space that apart farther. What we were doing the past 2 months was placing clients every other chair, so there were 6 feet between. So we'll look at scheduling and make sure people are not on top of each other. And again, scheduling. Everyone who wants to work the hours can work the hours. If you can't, you can't. But we've got assistants that are going to help us. So I'm really trying to manage who's going to work where, and then do assistance, and we have shampoo staff too. So I think we'll be staffed very well. And I feel like the busier you are, the less drama there is, and everyone just works like we're well over, we're busy. We just rock it. So I feel like people really love being in that phase.
That's awesome. Well, we're definitely going into, even in my business, into a new beginning. So I'm hearing a lot from other hairstylists and booth renters, like not everyone reached their peak in the past, right? And now that they have the time to like think of what am I going to do next, they're really coming up with some really awesome ideas of change, because they feel like they're going to be born again and kind of like having a second chance to survive. Exactly. And be more successful than they were before. But I think it's a lot more that the connection and the way we're like being with each other, that's going to be even more, because I think it's going to have more of a heart. We love our customers, right? But I think this experience is going to definitely make us a lot more lovable and appreciative of things that we took for granted before. So yeah, I'm 100%. I'm like, oh, the change is, I'm ready for that. Are you ready for that change?
I am. I actually have been thinking of all the things I would do better, would do different, because when you're just working, you don't take the time. I've never had 2 weeks off, let alone at home, and now a month home. So I'm using it to replan, take fresh eyes on everything. And I'm going to encourage my staff to also, when we have our meetings, we have to move appointments already. So I definitely want fresh eyes, and I want to move forward in a brand new way. I definitely don't want to be the old. I want to be part of the new game, and keeping up with our customers in a more personal level.
That's awesome. So now that you say that you have a lot of time in your hands, are you looking into getting like education in business? I mean, you're a successful salon already, so you know what you're doing. But sometimes salons, I see it with my mother. She has a very successful salon, but she never took it to the next level, if you understand what I'm saying. She stayed in one salon and not grow that. So I always told her, I go, Mom, now that you have time, that you're relaxing, and she's like, I'm ready for retirement. I'm like, no, you have the retirement, but why not open, maybe with time, another salon, or start learning a little bit more of a business ideas. Are you taking some, because there's a lot of free education out there. Are you taking advantage of the free education?
Am I? Yes, absolutely. I've seen so many webinars and great ideas, and I've even been touching up on my like color techniques and cutting just for fun, just to see what's out there. Because I do the training, but we do get a lot of support. We're Davines salons. We get a lot of support from them, a lot of education, just great things. So I definitely think we're always improving. I never want to be at the bottom of the bell curve, but I always want to be working towards the top. So we're always having classes and meetings and working well
I
together.
have a question for you. So I know you're a salon owner, and a lot of other businesses want to pick your brain, right? So do you have like other communications with other business people, that have the similar business like you do? Do you ever ask them, like what their strategies are, what they're failing or what they're succeeding with, or what they're going to change do you have friends or other coworkers or in the industry like marketing? Do you do anything like that?
Yes, actually, there's a group of 5 of us that are local, and we don't compete. We FaceTime, we meet for dinner, and we share ideas. We tell things that we do wrong because usually if you're doing something wrong or something failed for you, it failed for somebody else. So it always it's kind of makes you feel not good, but makes you feel like you're not doing it all wrong. Sometimes as owners, we're hard on ourselves. So when you can communicate with other people openly, it really helps you grow, and they give you ideas. We bounce ideas off. And since the shutdown, I can tell you there's owners that I only see at shows, so Intercoiffure or at the America's Beauty Show. And we've been communicating a lot more freely because I'll catch something online that they'll say, I'll see one person was really hurting. So I reached out privately and messaged, and we went back and forth and tried to support. And other people, I'm like, what are you doing? How are you staying so positive? So it's a really good community of owners. And I think it's a great thing that you should reach out. Don't need to be in your own bubble. I was like that for probably, I don't know, 12 years. I just worked in my business. I never looked outside the doors. And once I opened my eyes, I've met the most wonderful people. And just the relationships have been just phenomenal.
That's awesome. Group conversations, is that what I'm understanding? Like
Um,
a Facebook group, or do you do Zoom calls? How do you communicate now in these tough times?
we
Like,
used to meet for dinner in person because you want to have that personal connection. And now we do through FaceTime when we have our chat, and then I hit FaceTime and we can see everyone's face now. So we've been FaceTiming, and I'm new to Zoom, so I'm learning that because I've got other people that want to do Zoom. So it's kind of growing that way, and it's actually easier to communicate because it's not taking 5 hours of your day. You just get your glass of wine, and 7 o'clock at night, and you click the go button, and we're all cheery and happy and just talking about other things. It's about our lives. It's wonderful because it's more well-rounded than just business. So it's a really wonderful connection. It's changed everything. So it's not, a lot of good's going to come out of what's happening to us now.
I believe that's definitely going to happen. I believe that. One thing that I see a lot, and I've heard through other artists and salon owners that I'm talking with, you say you do your Zoom calls. Facebook has a Facebook app and a Facebook groups, I'm sorry, where you create a private Facebook group and you include everybody that you want. So I know you have your 5 top stylists that you work with. Do you think you should maybe a possibility to create a group with your salon and other salons in there so you could communicate and share ideas? I think that's really, that would be really good for you guys.
I would love that. I actually just listened to a webinar, I think 2 days ago. And that was one of the things that she quizzed, like, how do you think the best way to grow your business and to communicate? And one of them was I never even heard of it or knew that. So that is something that I want to learn. And I guess if anybody's interested, they can let you know and we can include them in the group. But I think that's a great idea, and I'd be happy to lead that up. It'd be great.
Yeah, I just created a Pewter group, and it's actually I'm really liking it because it's just those special people that want to have that special attention, and your communication is a lot more unique in there because it's not to the whole public, right? So you keep it private, you share ideas, you grow with other brands and customers. You get to decide who comes in there. So that's a really valuable thing. I hear a lot too. I know you're learning a lot with the social media and you're getting your business more socially. Have you downloaded Canva? Have you worked with Canva before?
I just pulled it up today from, I think from your other video I watched. So I downloaded that, and that's my next thing to learn. So I've got a list of things. I always have a running list of things I want to do. Yeah. So I guess that's good advice too for people. I think if you're overwhelmed with this whole situation, make your list. Like my list was 40 things when the first day off. Mm-hmm. So And then you go through it and you check things off, and the next day you rewrite your list with what's left. And before you know it, you're down to 3 or 4 things. But it doesn't have to be all in one day, where I used to think that, because I'm such an overachiever. And I always think I've got to get all this done in one day. But I found that if you just check off a few things, I've been relaxing, and I've been enjoying my time, not feeling like I'm a workaholic. So I've been trying to tone that down a little bit.
You're amazing. You are amazing. You work, true hairdressers, they're nonstop. You work nonstop. My mom is a machine. I call her, what do I call her? There's a name that I call her in Spanish, and it's like the Energizer Bunny. That's what I tell her. She never, ever stops. She's great at cooking. She's great at cleaning. She's a great mom. She's a great hairdresser, a businesswoman, and a wife. I'm like, Mom, how can you be so perfect? And that's you. That's you. You're like, I love you.
Be the machine, but I'm getting older now, so it's not quite that much. But.
You are. Anyway, thank you again, Lorrene.
Thank you. Thank you.
I love you, and this was awesome. And I hope it helped a lot of people, our conversation. And again, if you want to tune in or join one day, DM me, and we definitely could make that happen. All right. Well, you could watch this here, or you could watch it in your car on Spotify or Anchor. All right, guys, thank you for having me, and thank you, Lorrene.
Thank you.